Hi, and welcome to Ivy English. I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is the 6th of May, and we're doing an article called, Can Cacti Block Harmful Radiation? What an interesting question. I have never in my life considered this.
Yeah, 好，我们的中文标题是仙人掌可以阻挡电脑辐射吗？好，那这个 Cacti 就是仙人掌的复数形，好，所以这个地方就是普通名词的复数，不加冠词，泛指仙人掌这样的东西。
I'm going to say this is a well-argued article because what the answer to the question in short is no, they can't. Mm-hmm. But since apparently on the internet people are spreading the idea that they can, you need to say more than just no because those people are going to be like, well, so what you have to say is, here's the structure of the article. You have to say, cacti are great things. They are helpful to you because they provide oxygen. They don't block radiation because it's not possible to block radiation from a computer because computers emit 360 degrees of radiation and the cactus is only going to block things immediately behind it. But finally, radiation is not harmful to you. Radiation from your computer is not enough to harm you. It's a multiplicitous... It's an answer that has to have multiple stages to really reassure you why no is an acceptable answer. And this article does a very good job of sort of taking you straight through the argument and ending you on a good note.
好，所以呢，其实看到这样的一个问题因为现在网络上很多人在讲这个仙人掌可以阻挡电脑辐射。那事实上我们去想一想，大概这个应该是不太可能的。但是你因为这么多人在讲，所以你不太可能说不行或者直接说这是不对的，所以我们看到这篇文章，他把这个不对的理由，其实他讲得非常的清楚他一开始先跟你讲说仙人掌是个不错的东西那它对健康也是有帮助的，但是他接下来告诉你，他没有办法，其实他是没有办法阻挡这个辐射线的，因为辐射线是四面八方的去所以无法阻挡这个辐射线。然后他又告诉你说，另外一个重点是，其实电脑发出来的辐射线对健康是没有什么害的。所以他一层一层每一个层次他都跟你讲得很清楚。好，所以最后他的结论就是说，他没有办法帮你阻挡那个辐射线，但是这个辐射线其实对你是没有什么伤害的但是从另外一个方面讲呢，它还是有一些，虽然它没有办法帮你挡辐射线，但是仙人掌放在家里还是有很多的好处。
那
这样子一个很完整的一个 argument.
It really is. It's a really well-argued argument. So let's go through the detail. Let's read the article first and then go through why it works.Cacti have long been popular plants to keep in living spaces around the world. The fact that cacti are both pleasing to the eye and easy to take care of makes them ideal plants to brighten up homes. Furthermore, cacti offer a number of health-related benefits to humans, such as increasing the amount of oxygen in your home. However, there is a more specific reason why cacti ownership has become more popular in recent years.Specifically, thanks to a lot of questionable information being spread online, many people now believe that keeping cacti on your desk benefit your health because cacti absorb harmful radiation emitted by your computer. Regarding this claim, fact-checking is required. First, some websites state that radiation from computers is responsible for a range of health problems, including insomnia and headaches.On this note, it is important to keep in mind that there are multiple types of radiation. While some are indeed harmful, the amount of radiation emitted by computers is not enough to damage human health. Next, regarding the question of whether cacti can actually absorb radiation from a computer, the simple answer is no, they can't. This is because radiation from a computer would be emitted in all directions.Therefore, a cactus positioned on one side of your computer will do nothing to stop radiation from traveling straight towards you from the front of the machine. In summary, cacti cannot prevent you from absorbing radiation from your computer. However, such radiation will actually do you no harm. Having said that, keeping cacti in your home provides a number of real advantages that can help you live a happier and healthier life.Oh my goodness, that is such a perfect conclusion. If all of my students wrote that clearly, I could stop teaching.
所以这个结论这一句写的这个段落写得非常的好。
So let's look at the first sentence. It says, cacti have long been popular plants. If something has long been something, it's been doing that thing for a while. And so cacti have been popular for a long time, and we've been keeping them in living spaces around the world.
OK, 那 have long been 就是长久以来都怎么样？好，所以这个地方讲到这个仙人掌呢，长久以来就是一种 popular plants， 一个很受欢迎、很受大家喜爱的一种植物啊。那这个植物是什么样的植物呢？后面再用一个不定词片语来修饰这个 plants。所以这个 plants 是怎么样呢？是 to keep in living spaces， 好，放在居住空间，也就是室内的居住空间。所以这个地方 to keep in living spaces 修饰的就是那个 plants。所以这句话目前前面的意思就是长久以来仙人掌就是一个很受欢迎的放在室内居住空间的一种植物啊，那这是 around the world， 就是在全世界都是这样子。
The fact that cacti are both pleasing to the eye and easy to take care of makes them ideal plants to brighten up homes.
好，所以 the fact that 就是这样的一个事实啊。那 that 跟 the fact 是同位语啊，不过 that 其实是带出一个整个的子句啊，那这整个子句就是那个 fact。所以什么事实呢？就是 cacti are both 啊，它既怎么样 pleasing to the eye 就是美观悦目，同时它也是 easy to take care of 就是很好照顾。那这两个事情都是 cacti 的一个特色。然后呢，这样的一个特色怎么样 makes them 会让他们啊，那这个 makes 的主词是什么？是那个 the fact。好，所以是 the fact makes them 啊，那这个 fact 它用一个 that 子句告诉你是什么 fact。所以这样的一个事实，也就是他们美观悦目又好照顾，这样的一个事实让 them 就是指这个 cacti， 好，让 cacti 变成了一种 ideal plants， 一种理想的植物，它能够 brighten up homes。 好， brighten up 它可以表示怎么样？就 to make more colorful， 或者是 to make more cheerful 啊，就是增添色彩、增添乐趣等等的啊。所以放仙人掌可以让你整个家增添一些色彩，增添一些乐趣啊。那像 brighten up， 例如我们英文常常讲 brighten up my day， 好，所以 you really brightened up my day， 你让我今天实在是这个增色或者快乐很多啊。It's a nice phrase to learn.
So furthermore, cacti offer a number of health-related benefits to humans. A health-related benefit means something that benefits your health, such as increasing the amount of oxygen in your home, allowing you to breathe more freely.
好 furthermore 此外呢 cacti 这个仙人掌呢 offer 它可以提供 a number of 就是 some 它可以提供一些 health related benefits 就是与健康有关的益处啊。那 to humans 就它可以 offer 这些与健康有关的益处给人类。那中文我们会怎么讲呢？我们会说对人类来讲呢，它可以提供一些对健康有益的一些益处。那然后呢 such as 例如什么东西呢？对人类健康有益的，例如什么样？它可以增加 the amount of oxygen， 它可以增加氧气的这个量啊。in your home 你家里氧气的量。
Okay, so these first three sentences of this article are the intro to the story, because you always have to start talking about your subject generally. But what makes this article so tidy is that the author has, in these three sentences, also laid out one of his main arguments, that basically cactuses are beautiful and beneficial to your health. And he did it in the intro section of the story, which is normally sort of like a waste of time and space in terms of your argument. It's just like, let's get everyone on the same page for a sentence or so. But he actually made this part of his main argument, so it's a very efficiently done thing.
好，所以到目前为止这几个句子，这三个句子其实就把它这篇文章里面主要的 argument 主要的论点就很清楚的提出来了，好，所以是一个很棒的一个开头。
Yeah, because normally this is just the intro.
因为通常来讲呢，这个开头可能只是一个 introduction 啊，那可能还在那里这个铺陈背景啊什么的，但他这个一开始一方面有一点铺陈背景，一方面又提供你很多重要的资讯，把他这个文章主要论点都讲出来了。
Yeah, exactly. So the next sentence here is the transition sentence. So he's like getting into the topic at hand, which is, can cacti block harmful radiation? So he goes, however, there is a more specific reason why cacti ownership has become more popular in recent years. So this sentence and the next sentence, this one transitions to the next sentence, which introduces the concept of harmful radiation.
好，那接下来呢，我们看到这一句，它是一个类似转换的转接的一个句子，因为它接下来带到下一个就是一个 questionable information 带到这里去，好，所以我们看到它这个转接的句，他说呢 ，there is a more specific reason why specific 就是明确，好，但是他说有一个更明确的理由可以解释这个 cacti ownership 就是拥有仙人掌，也就是养仙人掌这件事情呢 has become more popular 变得更加受到大家的欢迎 in recent years 最近几年。
Now, here in the next sentence, we start with specifically, and we just use specific in the past sentence. In the just past sentence. Normally, that's not okay in English, but it is okay here because it kind of creates a humorous resonance. Because you can kind of tell in the tone of this article that here is a person who is very carefully laying out to you why you are wrong. That's the tone of this article, which is why I kind of love it. And he generates this tone by going specifically, by repeating this word specific. Like, you're just like, okay, I'm going to get down to it. Specifically, this is why. So specifically, thanks to a lot of questionable information being spread online. So because lots of people are saying stupid things on the internet, who could imagine that? Many people now believe that keeping cacti on your desk benefit your health. And that's true in a way, but not in the way they claim. They claim that because cacti absorb harmful radiation emitted by your computer.
好，所以呢，我们看到这个句子，他说 specifically 就是具体地说。那我们看到前一个句子还有一个 there is a more specific reason why 怎样怎样。那英文里面通常是不喜欢这样子的重复就前一个句子后一个句子用的基本上是同一个字。但在这里呢，它有它的效果那它的效果是什么呢？感觉起来就是它一直在给你越来越明确的讲，好像在聚焦那种感觉。好，前面先跟你讲说有一个 more specific reason 你说那这里有一个这个比较明确的，然后到了这个比较明确的 reason 之后呢，再跟你讲 specifically 哇，又好像焦点又往下聚了一个所以有那种加成的效果所以呢，具体的说，那 thanks to就是多亏了 a lot of 很多的 questionable information 就是有问题的资讯那也就是所谓的不确定正确性不能确定的一些资讯叫做 questionable information 那这些 information 怎么样是 being 正在被 spread online 在网络上面被散播那多亏是这样子有很多有问题的资讯在网络上被传播因此呢 many people now 现在有很多人都怎么样 believe 都相信都认为Keeping cacti on your desk 在桌上放仙人掌这样的一个事情可以 benefit your health 对你的健康是有益的为什么呢？因为 cacti 仙人掌可以 absorb 就是吸收 harmful 有害的 radiation 辐射线那这个辐射线哪里来的呢？这个辐射线后面我们看到用一个形容词子句那把那个which is 或者 which was 把它省略掉了那这个辐射线怎么样？是 emitted by your computer 那由你的电脑所发射出来的辐射线所以这里是 radiation which is emitted by your computer 然后那 which is 省略掉了。
So the thing that sort of confirmed for me that this guy is just on the verge of sarcasm when he's writing this article is this sentence here. He says, regarding this claim, fact-checking is required. Now, this is a super formal way of saying this. Another way of saying this is like, this is doubtful, or these people are lying. But you don't want to be that direct sometimes. You want to indirectly and very formally point out that someone is wrong. This is one way to do it. Regarding this claim, in terms of what they're saying, fact-checking, figuring out what is true and what is not true, is required, is something that has to be done. So basically he's saying, yeah, we got to check this. But the tone of it, he's like, specifically, these people are saying this, and regarding that, we need to check it. So that's the tone that he's creating here. These three, from however until required, he's making a transition, introducing the main idea here, and then saying, yeah, there's a problem. And that's a really interesting transition, introduction of theme, and then transition again to the answer to the question.
好，所以呢 这个作者在这里他有一个 sarcastic 有一点点这个挖苦或者讽刺的一个 tone 我们可以从那个 however there's a more specific reason 然后呢到下一句刚刚谈到 specifically， 然后呢谈出那个具体说出来问题在哪里之后呢，他最后在这里又讲 regarding this claim， 那关于这种说法而且他用了 claim 这个字， claim 就是没有证实的一种说法所以这总共整个涵盖起来，整个含刮进去，你会感觉到有一点这个挖苦有点讽刺的语气而且这是蛮正式的一种说法 regarding this claim 然后呢 fact checking 就是查核事实事实查核，那现在这个字常常用来指在网络上面的一些这个讯息的事实查核，因为网络上面有很多假消息你要去做一些 fact checking。 好，所以他说关于这种说法呢，事实查核 is required 是需要的，而且这个句子简洁有力，就告诉你说这个还要查一下。
So then what we do is we've got 3 paragraphs. 2 paragraphs are laying out reasons why the claim is not true, and then the last paragraph is the conclusion. And so we have 2 examples or 2 arguments about disproving the point, and then a summary. So first, some websites state that radiation from computers is responsible for a range of health problems, including insomnia and headaches. So we're saying here what the incorrect people are saying.
OK， 好，所以首先呢，接下来他要开始这个 support 他第一段所提到的一些事情所以第一点他谈到有一些网站呢 state 就是叙述或者声明他们声明呢Radiation from computers 来自于电脑的这种辐射is responsible for 就是要为什么什么负责，也就是它是什么什么的原因。所以他们说呢，电脑的辐射是什么的原因呢？是 a range of 就是指在一个范围之内各式各样的那这个里的范围就是健康问题所以换句话说 a range of 在这里中文翻译就直接翻成各式各样的他们认为电脑的辐射是各式各样的健康问题的原因。那什么样的各式各样的健康问题呢？ including 包括失眠 insomnia 还有呢 headaches 头痛。
So we've stated what the problem is, or we've stated the wrong information, and now we're going to refute it. So we say, on this note, just talking about the thing we've just mentioned, it's important to keep in mind that there are multiple types of radiation. Everything radiates. Do you know that you actually radiate? Radiation as a concept is neutral. It's what is radiating. If it is polonium-293, that's radiating very bad stuff and you get the heck out of there. If the sun is radiating sunlight in your direction, you can stay in it for several hours. You know?
Yeah.
So radiation is neutral, but we've got radiation as a sort of a bad word because it's got associated with nuclear radiation, which is bad.
好，所以 on this note 你可以翻译成为说到这一点，谈到这一点那这个 note 它有一个意思是 characteristic 那谈到这个特性也就是谈到这一点的意思。所以谈到这一点呢， it is important to keep in mind that 就是有一件事情很重要，就是你不要忘了，不要这个忽略，要记得 keep in mind that 你要记得怎么样 there are multiple 就是很多不同的 types of radiation，辐射的种类其实有很多不同的，而且刚刚 Angela 老师讲所有的事情所有的物体都会 radiate 只是说你 radiate 出来的东西那个放射线是好的还是不好的。
And so while some forms of radiation are indeed harmful, we have to concede that nuclear radiation is bad. The amount of radiation emitted by computers and also the type of radiation emitted by computers is not something that's going to damage human health. Your computer is not nuclear.
好，所以呢他说 while 就虽然说有一些辐射是 indeed 的确是有害的例如说核辐射但是呢 the amount of radiation 辐射量 emitted by computers 电脑所发射出来的辐射量 is not enough 是不足以 damage human health 不足以伤害到人类的健康。
So we've refuted the first argument. Now we're going to state their second argument and refute it. So next, regarding the question of whether cacti can actually absorb radiation from a computer, the simple answer is no, they can't.
好，那第二点我们刚刚已经讲了一点了第二点关于 regarding the question of whether 关于这个是不是这样的这个问题什么时候是这样呢？什么是不是这样子呢？就是 仙人掌是不是真的可以吸收 radiation from a computer， 可以吸收从一个电脑放出来的辐射线？那 the simple answer is no。 那有一个很简单的答案，就是没有办法， they can't， 他们没有办法吸收电脑放出来的辐射线。
And it's not because they're incapable of absorbing things. It's literally a physical problem because the radiation from a computer would be emitted in all directions. Every single direction from the computer will be receiving radiation from the computer.
所以呢，这是因为电脑发出来的或者散发出来的辐射线呢，会是 emitted， 是怎么样个散发法呢？是 in all directions， 就是会向四面八方投射，所以不是说只有单方向的。
Therefore, a cactus positioned on one side of your computer will do nothing to stop radiation from traveling straight towards you from the front of the machine. Kind of like if your friend stands up and you stand behind them, then the sunshine won't fall on you, but the instant you move away from your friend's shadow, you will be hit directly by the sunlight. Your friend cannot absorb all of the sunlight from the sun and prevent it from falling on you.
好，所以呢，一个仙人掌positioned on one side of your computer， 所以放在你电脑某一个边可能左边右边的这个一个仙人掌呢 will do nothing， 它是无能为力，什么都不会做在哪方面无能为力呢？ To stop radiation from traveling straight towards you， 它没有办法阻挡辐射线这个直接 travel straight towards you， 就是直接对你而来from the front of the machine， 就是指电脑，所以放在电脑旁边的一个仙人掌，它没有办法阻挡从电脑里面出来的直接对你而来的这样的辐射线。好，那你说那我把仙人掌放在我跟电脑之间那你就看不到萤幕啦所以没有办法的。
Okay, now we get to our really tidy conclusion. There are 3 arguments in this article. 2 are the 2 points that we refuted, and 1 was put very tidily into our intro. So we have 3 points that the author is trying to get across to us. And he summarizes each one of these points in one sentence of this conclusion. The first point of his conclusion is related to the second paragraph. So he goes, in summary, cacti cannot prevent you from absorbing radiation from your computer. They physically cannot block the radiation from you.
好，所以最后这个写得非常棒的一个结论的段落呢，它的第一句其实是 summarize， 把我们第二段的一些重点把它整理起来他说，简单的说 in summary， 仙人掌没有办法 prevent you from absorbing， 没有办法阻挡你吸收，它没有办法阻挡你吸收什么呢？ radiation from your computer， 它没有办法阻挡你吸收来自于你电脑的辐射线。
And then the second sentence, it summarizes the third paragraph for us. However, such radiation will actually do you no harm.
好，但是呢，它也告诉你，这样的一种辐射线呢，事实上 actually 是 do you no harm， 是不会伤害到你的。
And then the last paragraph gets the point that he snuck into our intro. And that also is a beautiful way to end by saying the same thing you said in the beginning. So that's a technique for keeping somebody on message. The first thing you say and the last thing you say is the exact same thing. That's a very powerful way of getting a message across. And our author manages this. He goes, having said that, keeping cacti in your home provides a number of real advantages that can help you live a happier and healthier life. So we've gone back to our first premise, is that cactuses are amazing, they're wonderful, they're beautiful, they give us oxygen, so keep them for that reason.
好，然后呢，最后这一句其实是把第一段讲的重复一下。好，那这个也是写作文很好的一个方式，就是你开头跟结尾其实叙述的是同一个讯息当然字使用的这个措辞是不一样的。那最后这一句他写什么呢？ Having said that， 就话虽如此尽管如此所以虽然说我们前面两句这样讲没有办法阻挡那辐射线那还好那个辐射线对你无害。那话虽如此那 keeping cacti in your home， 在家里面放个仙人掌，它可以提供 provides a number of some， 就是有一些真正的 advantages 优点。那这些好处跟优点可以 help you 帮助你 live 活着过着一个 happier 比较快乐而且 healthier 比较健康的生活。
Okay, so basically what I want to tell you guys is this article, the structure is amazing. And if you're going to write an essay, you should copy this structure. Not copy the article, copy the structure. Okay? Now we have some questions for you. Number 1 is, what does the word questionable in the first paragraph most likely mean?
第一段的 questionable 最有可能是什么意思呢？
And the answer is B, doubtful.
答案是 B, 怀疑的。
And number 2, how are cacti helpful for human health?
仙人掌如何对人类的健康有帮助呢？
The answer is D, they raise oxygen levels. They help you breathe better.
答案是 D, 它们提升氧气量。
And number 3, how does the author feel about the claim that cacti can block harmful radiation?
作者对于仙人掌能阻挡有害辐射的主张有什么看法呢？
The answer is C, it is inaccurate, and the facts should be clarified.
答案是 C, 它不正确，而且这一个事实需要被澄清。
And number 4, if a plant could absorb radiation from computers, where should one place it to effectively lower one's exposure to radiation?
如果有一种植物能够吸收来自电脑的辐射，那应该把它放在哪里才能够降低人类对于这个辐射的暴露？
And obviously B, between you and the computer.
答案是 B, 要放在你跟电脑之间。
Okay, so that is all we have for you today, but just remind you, keep more cactuses and plants and spend less time in front of your computer and you will be good. Okay, until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.